Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus Park. If this is your first time to our show, just so you know, you can find us on pretty much every single major podcast platform. Our YouTube channel and our website is Above the Bridge Podcast. Please hit that sub button, subscribe, leave a comment. It matters. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Aloha. Okay, this week my guest is a model. She also owns her own modeling agency and she's also a photographer. Kyani, thank you for coming to my show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you taking time out. So you're a photographer as well as a model?
I wouldn't say so much. I mean, my boyfriend, Darren Gerardo, he's like the main photographer for our agency and has his own business as well.
Okay.
And so just from watching him do his thing, he kind of taught me his little tips and tricks that lets me take his camera and like take some photos. But other than that, I have a my own photography account, which is Shoots with Kiki, which is my nickname. But other than that, my main thing is modeling and then my business or our
Okay.
business is with Darren.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely get into that because I thought it was super cool that someone of your age has their own agency. But first off, let's start off modeling. How did you get into modeling?
Um, oh my. Well, I started modeling when I was, I think, 10 years old. I'm currently 20 now. And my first modeling gig when I was 4 years old. And it was a
Oh, wow.
commercial. It's called Flower Power. I'm from Maui originally, and it was based out in Hana. And then I grew up and my mom has her own business of floral making. It's called Halavina Farms. And practically she worked with a lot of photographers, photographers specifically. And practically I did my first shoot with them like as a test shoot because they're like, your daughter is really pretty, like she should get into modeling. So they did my shoot. I posted on Instagram, and then from there businesses and photographers were like, hey, let's do a shoot. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like 10 years old, so I didn't really know what to do. So I did shoots here and there, and then eventually I joined a pageant, Miss Maui
Oh,
Teen USA, and then
oh,
that kind of jump started it a little bit more. And I started getting into modeling a lot more frequently, where I had like 6 shoots a whole entire week, or like before school, I would have a shoot, or between breaks of school, I would have a shoot. And then from there, we were just hustling to try and make my modeling career happen. So, yeah.
oh, wow. Are you having fun doing it?
There's always its pros and cons, like anything else in life, but it's definitely one of the things that bring me a lot of happiness. So, yeah.
I think I seen the first, I mean, I think you're part of the creator thing on Instagram, and I was at Made in Hawaii last year and they had a huge picture of you. And I was like, hey, that's that girl from the creator group. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a big deal, right? It was like a big picture. You're a spokesperson or something for I forget what brand it was.
I think it was, I remember that actually because I was getting a lot of DMs. They're like, you're on their banner. And I didn't even know that they printed that of me. And then eventually I went and I was like, oh, that's quite big. I did not think it was that big, but it was actually 3 different brands I was on. I think
Oh,
it was She
wow.
Would Go, and then Maui Swan, which is a jewelry company. And I was literally just like from here to here, and I was like, oh, okay, just half my face, that works too. And then I forget the other one. I think it was Bootsy Oils or something like that.
Oh, that's super cool. That's impressive to be in made in Hawaii, but I know on Instagram there's a lot of girls that are calling themselves models. What
Mhm.
is the difference between like the influencer Instagram models versus what you're doing?
Um, well, I would say that influencers, there's nothing bad about being an influencer. I feel like my point of view on an influencer is someone that does collaborations with brands and photographers, um, and doesn't necessarily like get paid for their work, or like they get paid by PR or by Instagram itself from their content that they're making. Models can do that as well, but I would say professional modeling and like the actual definition of it is that you get booked by that brand and photographer to actually go and do that shoot because you have that skill, you have that type of vibe that that brand is looking for or the look that they're looking for. And like I would say that's by definition is what a model is, and then or a fashion model is, and then an influencer is to promote, is to be like the face of Instagram pretty much. And it's more Instagram based instead of like commercially based or website based per se, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. That answer seemed like you was asked that question before. That was a good answer.
Thank you.
How important is social media for you using going forward with your modeling career?
Social media is so huge. Pretty much when I started modeling, it was more like you had to make a website portfolio and like put all your photos in, and then like from there, that's how you get booked. And so I made one a long time ago, but now it's more on Instagram based. And I've noticed that I'm getting booked more by the brands through my Instagram instead of personally like a portfolio. And that's why I tell my models specifically in my agency and also those that are in my academy that social media is going to be your very first portfolio. We have a portfolio of them, of every single one of them on our website, but social media, it does not just show the photo shoots that you're doing, but also your lifestyle. And that's something that a lot of brands are looking for, especially like reels are so huge right now. That's what's like the algorithm, that's what they're pushing. And so, with that being said, like the behind the scenes, the day in my lives, the OOTDs, the outfit of the day, like that is so important to capture and be able to speak on camera, to be able to film and edit yourself because that shows personality. And not every single brand and photographer or even us as an agency wants to just see photo shoots. We want to see your personality. And that's something that a photographer actually told me when I was like 14 years old. They're like, so do you just do modeling? Because I only posted photos. And I was
Oh,
like, no, I go to school, I work a full-time job, and I do this, this, and this, and this. And they're like, why don't you show that? And so from there, I started doing day in my life, come to school with me. And oh, come to school with me or come to hula with me. Or kind of like this is what I'm wearing today, even though it's a uniform. And like because I went to Kamehameha and everything. But the
oh
thing is
wow.
that it was so interesting to see like how big social media is, and that's why I try and push on it. I've been kind of slacking in Instagram, in my personal Instagram, but we're kind of getting back on top of that. But for our agency one, I feel like it's like you have to have Instagram, you have to have it public and hopefully like a professional business account because then you can see your insights when you should post and when you who your audience is because I kept on seeing, oh, my audience is actually more males, like when I was younger, and then now it's more females now that I'm
Oh,
older. And like seeing who my audience is helps me figure out what type of content that I should be pushing.
wow, that's super cool. Wait, just to back it up, you went to Kamehameha Maui?
Yes.
Okay, I was just there last month. My daughter, she plays volleyball for her school and we had a varsity tournament there. That
Oh,
campus
cool.
is so nice. But then we went to Seabury and I was like, oh man, that campus
Yeah.
is looks like a college. I didn't know
Yes.
even Maui had that kind.
Me neither. It's literally like I don't know, it's like in the woods, Seabury, but it's
Yeah,
so beautiful. Like I only went there for a few times for a conference, for student government or something like that. And it looked like a college. I'm like, wow, this is what
yeah.
college is like.
Yeah, I got there. They had people doing yoga, and like the lady that's running it was walking around with a gong, and I'm just like, what the hell is
Yeah,
going on over here? It's
right?
like high school, like yeah. But
Yeah.
Kamehameha was super nice. The football field was cool. The gym was nice. But then we lost to Kamehameha Maui, so
Sorry about
anyway,
that.
yeah, good for you guys. Sorry, off topic just because I was there, but. So your Instagram account, it does show your personality. And I kind of do that for me too. I post a lot of my daughter and my promotional stuff for my nightclubs or whatever. But it does connect your audience with your personality.
Yeah.
Have you had any negativity on social media?
I feel like there's always negativity on social media. I don't know if like necessarily towards me per se. I feel like it's more of just like, I don't know. I kind of just have the vibe of living my life.
Yeah,
So like I'm just doing me. And if there is negativity, then I'm really sorry about that. But I usually probably just don't know about it.
that's probably
But
the best.
yeah, and so like sometimes I go to certain things and they're like, "Oh, did you know that this was being said?" I'm like, "No, not really." And honestly, I rather have it that way because I just I try and keep a drama-free life. I don't really like drama. Um, but I feel like there's like the only negativity that I would say that social media comes from me personally is like the simple thing that every model goes through, which is comparing yourself. Like, for
Uh,
instance, throughout my modeling career, I would be scrolling on Instagram and I would be like, oh, I don't look like that. Oh, I don't have blue eyes and I don't got blonde hair. I guess I can't get casted, and like that's the type of negativity that I personally like have seen and also kind of just also spoke about on my Instagram before when I was struggling with it a lot. But
oh
um
wow.
other than that, like I feel like there isn't too much negativity, I hope. But everything that I just said that is negative is more of a personal and mental thing that I try and work on, and part of the reason why I created Pakolea. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, I want to take a short break to shout out our sponsor, Defend Hawaii. They just have a new fall drop. Go give them a look on their website, defendhawaii.com. They also have a store in Winter Mall called No One. But check out their fall drop. Take a look and see if you like anything. Especially on their website, use promo code ATB Pod upon checkout. You will get 15% off your first order on defendhawaii.com. Now back to the show. That's smart. And I'm the same. Like I would engage at the beginning. Like when I first started, I would catch negative stuff and then I would engage like, well, what you said, like then I realized like I'm not getting anywhere. If somebody has the time to talk bad about me or
Yeah.
what I'm doing, then I probably don't need to engage with that. It took a little while until I understood that concept, but as
Yeah.
a model, you're putting yourself out there to be pretty much judged
Yes.
physically, and they wouldn't even know two things about you. It's just they see
Mhm.
pictures and stuff. Mental health wise, how has that affected you, or in a good way or a negative way?
Well, at first, like you said, like if they're gonna put energy into hating on you or making rumors or saying bad things about you when they don't even know you, like I try and put like, you know what, they're not even worth it. Because
Yeah.
one, I learned from I feel like I grew up very quickly. And so with that, like I kind of had always had the mindset, just forget about it, keep on doing you. Because if you have haters, then you're doing something right. And so, I don't know, like mental health wise, it was really hard when I was a teenager, to
Mm,
be completely honest. Like when I started modeling, not a lot of my classmates really liked me per se. They thought I was doing something really weird. I don't think a lot of them liked the fact that I was doing it, that I was like bikini modeling and everything. And
mm,
I kind of just was like, let's just ignore them because I have a goal that I'm trying to reach. And I just kind of kept my eye on that goal and still do, and kind of just looked past it. But the main thing of right now, I feel like I'm doing better with it because really, if we put energy into negativity, then like it's gonna get us nowhere. It's not gonna benefit me. It's not gonna benefit my mental health or even my personal growth. And this is for everyone. Like it's not beneficial in any type of way. And like the only thing that it's gonna do for you is create more drama of he said she said this she said that, and it's just not necessary at all, especially when that drama like won't be there in maybe a week. And it's just a
Yeah,
waste of energy when we can be spending that time doing something else, something that genuinely makes like you happy. So that's kind of like what I
that's definitely a adult mindset. And for you to have that at an early age, that's pretty cool. I know a lot of girls struggle with, that's why I asked. Because like you said, everything's very judgmental now, especially on social media.
did.
And being a model, I mean, you were just in some fashion show. Honestly, I knew a bunch of girls in this thing because my whole feed was this swim run, the Hawaii swim thing or whatever it
Yes.
was. I was supposed to go to that too. So I was
You should have. It
invited
was
to.
great.
I know I heard it was super cool, but I was thinking like, holy crap! Like to be a model, to be in that, it was such a big environment.
Mhm.
How do you handle even doing the runway stuff? And you're like honestly half naked. Like
Yeah.
I'd be ashamed to be walking on that thing with all my clothes on. Like,
I mean, I feel like it's really hard, to be completely honest with you. Like modeling is not easy. It's not just about the walk, it's not just about the pose. Like it's a mental game, and I feel like not a lot of models think of it that way, but me personally, and not every single model needs to, but me personally, I think of it as a mental game because once I did pageantry, like I realized I'm going up on a stage to literally be judged on how I talk, the tone of the way I talk, my style, how I walk, what I advocate for, and also the color of my hair, my social media, pretty much everything about me is on stage. And I said, judge me, see if I'm worthy, you
yeah.
know? And from that and winning a pageant and then losing a pageant and then losing again, and then I was just, it really brought me down. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with modeling. I'm done with pageantry. I'm giving up. And then
Oh,
eventually I kind of was just like, you know what? Just because I didn't win, just because I didn't look a certain way or walk a certain way or I messed up on my routine, whatever the reason was that they said it was, someone told me it wasn't your year. And that's okay. And then the year passed on, and I kept on saying, you know what? It wasn't my year because I wouldn't have gone to New Zealand. I wouldn't have gone to Japan. I wouldn't have done X, 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 and X because I had that commitment if I did win.
oh,
And so that's why, like, now I have the mindset everything happens for a reason, even if you do not know. And even though my pageant experience was not my favorite experience, it taught me how to be on a runway and
yeah.
taught me how to prepare for a runway. Like runways are hard. They're really hard because everyone's trying to get a designer. Like specifically in Miami, everyone was designer hungry. And like models were saying, "Would you like me to walk for you? Would you like me to walk for you? Oh, can I walk for you?" And everyone was saying the same thing, same pitch. And it's just an insane type of environment. You had to do quick changes. You had to be in 6-inch heels, trying not to fall. Also, making sure that you are walking like the it girl down the runway, even though you literally just fell backstage or like your hair is not fully ready. And like, it's not for the weak. Like, that's all I gotta say. But the thing is, of like having the mindset of everything happens for a reason. And with my pageant experience and also the experience that I've gotten from like even just scrolling on Instagram and practicing and gaining other experiences, like I always tell my models, I'm like, even if you think you're not ready, put yourself in that uncomfortable situation to make yourself comfortable, because you'll never get comfortable by just sitting in your room, you know. And
Yeah.
so that's why I always like, when I was modeling like more frequently and doing fashion shows, I applied to everything. And I was like, okay, we're gonna apply. If we get casted, great. And if I don't, that's okay too. But if I do, we're gonna work so hard to make sure that like we're mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually ready, because it's not just about the walk. It's not just about the pose. It's literally a mental game. You have to be completely true to yourself and completely like, I try and say who you are as a person shows on that runway and through that camera, and people can read through you.
Oh,
So, like, if you are not the best person, talking backstage, or being mean backstage, or saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna help you," or "Sorry, I had to do something. I can't tie your bathing suit for you." I feel like you can see that, because
oh,
the thing is that you can put on a smile and you can wave and I don't know, do whatever you want to do on a runway. But it's the personality of who you are as a person that drives through when you're on that photo shoot, in that runway or fashion show. And that's kind of like what helps me to get prepared, because that just allows me to go on that self growth journey and making sure that I'm my 100% self before I get on that runway. And if I'm not, then I'm not going on.
that's
Or
super
that was a really long
interesting.
answer.
No, that was super good. Like I say, you can't fake aloha. If you're trying to shine, aloha
Yeah,
will shine. If you don't got it, you ain't it. If you're not living it, it won't shine. Do you?
exactly.
So you got to travel all over the world to go on runways.
Not necessarily. I traveled around the world to do hula. And
Oh,
then
okay, okay.
and then I traveled to Miami and New York, and then
Oh
like
wow,
a
the
photo
big
shoot in
ones.
LA. But those are the two places I modeled. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, that's the kind of the mecca, right, for models in the United States.
Yeah, and then sadly, I actually just got invited to Australia swim week, and also Puerto Rico swim week, but since of my work schedule, I couldn't have gone, but it was nice to get invited.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So how catty is it behind the scenes and backstage with some of these models?
Um, I feel like in Hawaii, not that much.
Yeah.
I feel like in Hawaii, it's very aloha, depending on which show.
Oh.
Um, like each show, it depends on the models that gets casted per se. Like there will always be the popular, well-known group that won't talk to anyone else. And
Okay.
which is totally fine, because like they have their core group, and like I get it. Like maybe
I
they don't
already
want
know
to talk
who
about
which
anyone
ones you're
else.
talking about already.
No, it's nothing bad or
I know,
anything
I
like that. It's
know.
just like they kind of just want to keep to themselves, and like I know to not necessarily like butt in, because like I know like, there's boundaries and everything. And then but other than that, of like core groups, like everyone has like their friend groups. But the thing is that I wouldn't say it's catty. I think it's the people that you feel comfortable with, like the people that you know from social media or from other shoots that you've done, like group shoots. I feel like that's where the groups come in. And then, which is really nice, because the modeling career or modeling industry here in Hawaii specifically is very close knit. There's not a lot of us, and
Hmm.
or not a lot of us that everyone else knows per se. And like everyone knows everyone. At least they either seen them on Instagram or done a shoot with them. And so like backstage specifically, everyone says hi to everyone. Um, even like the popular group or whatever. And it's more of like just we stay in our groups and we help out where we can. And like, it's not too catty, I would say, in Hawaii, but I would say in Miami or Miami Swim Week per se, it's a little ruthless. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's kind of like you are by yourself. You gotta figure it out. And I don't know if that's because I'm not from Miami and I'm a Hawaii girl that just went into four different shows and I said, "Hi guys, I'm here." And then and I think that's probably why I didn't really have a group or anything or anyone to hang out with. But other than that, it's really felt like, oh, you're by yourself. You gotta do your own changes. You really need to like worry about your own hair and makeup. No one's gonna help you. No one's gonna fix you. Like no one's gonna tell you when you're going on. No one's gonna tell you. Like for instance, when I was in Miami, I was supposed to close for a designer. Like the designer specifically told me, "Oh, I'm closing," but then I saw one of the girls, what's it called, come behind me. I was like, "Oh, okay, sure, that's fine." And she's like, "I'm closing." I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that." And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." But other than that, I think specifically in Hawaii, it's really we try and show aloha, especially like at Hawaii Swim Show. The past years have been amazing. Like, and I feel like the reason for that is that they have been choosing great models, great designers that are just very like aloha based, or even just very good energy. Like they go through a whole interview process, which is my favorite part of the Hawaii Swim Show application process because they get to really know each model and if they will fit like their brand, their morals and values.
Oh wow, I didn't know any of that. That's super cool. So wait, how did you ever mess up on the runway? Like eat it or like I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
really?
Oh yes. Literally like multiple times. For instance, actually, if you look back at the Hawaii Swim Show live stream, I don't think like I'm sure I'm allowed to say this, but practically the very last designer I walked for, I walked like six times for this designer. It was back and forth, literally running and everything. And then we're supposed to all do the final walk. And so they said, "Oh, Kyani, you're gonna lead the final walkout." And I said, "Okay, slay." And so they're like, "Okay, go, 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 go now." I'm like, "Okay." And so I started walking out. I was clapping, you know how like the final walk is. And then I look at all the audience and they're like making weird faces because I feel like they are like, "You're not doing your strut." And so then I look at my other half, Darren, and then he's like, and I'm like, I turn around and I there's no one behind me. And I'm like, okay.
It-
And so I literally was on stage. Where is everyone? And then I completely ran to backstage and I said, "Get over here." And I grabbed both of their hands and I literally pulled them out. And then I was like, "Okay, we're back." And then from there, um, while we were doing that final walk, since I was still leading it out, I was kind of like high on adrenaline and my ankle rolled. And I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh, that's not great." And that was like mid center stage, right where the cameras were. I'm like,
oh.
"Oh, I just ran. I just yelled, 'Where is everyone?' And I just rode my ankle. But you know what? This is my last designer. Let's go home."
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
would assume that's a lot of pressure. And so did you have formal training to do that kind of stuff?
Like modeling?
Yeah, or like runway walk, or I guess that would come when you were doing your pageantry, right?
Um, well, pageant training, or I would say yes to modeling per se, or pageant training per se. My cousin, she helped me with my pageant training. Um, but the thing is that a pageant walk and a runway walk is very different. And
Oh,
so when
okay.
I started modeling more on the runway, it was more of like, uh-oh, we need to change our walk just a little bit so it's not so pageanty. And since like my very first walk till now, like there's so much growth and difference because you can tell that my very first walk was definitely like a pageant walk by the hands, by the smiles, by the posing. And I'm just
Oh.
like, ooh, let's not do that on a runway. But I feel like modeling was more about um kind of just seeing and practicing. Like I practiced a lot. I booked a lot of studios in Hawaii or in Maui. And I just would say, "Hey mom, after school, I'm gonna go to the studio and walk." And was really confused. She never understood what I was saying. Um, but I just wanted to see what I looked like and see what I liked on on my body because each person like has a different walk. Like I train models, but my walk and my walk won't look good on their body,
Oh, nice.
because it's always supposed to be a personal walk. Like per se, like each model that I have, I always be like, "Yep, that's your walk. Yep, that's your walk." And even though you are trained by me, it's still your walk because it's personable to you. Um, so that's why I'm kind of just like I don't think I really got training per se to the modeling industry. It was more of like scrolling through Instagram and practice posing, practice my facials. I looked at inspo, I was like, ooh, I want to be on the cover of that. Let me try and do that same pose. Or, oh, I love the Victoria's Secret models. That's my ultimate goal to be on that stage. And if I
Oh.
ever do get that chance on that, great. But that's how I usually trained. I would watch, I would critique, and I would try and do the same thing. So,
Okay.
yeah.
If you do get that show, you definitely got to come back on my show and tell me about it.
Yes, we'll do.
Okay, I want to take this short moment to shout out our sponsor, iRip Detail Supply. They're your one-stop shop superstore for everything you need to detail whatever vehicle you have. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center as well as in Las Vegas. Their staff is knowledgeable. They have all the products you need. Go to their store or you can go on their website, irepdetailsupply.com. If you use promo code ATBpod upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase order. For print ads, what would be some of the print ads that you got to do?
What do you mean? Like,
Like for agent not agencies, but for businesses or like magazines or stuff like that. I assume you were
um,
on This Week.
I was.
I
Yes.
figured you were because all my friends that are models are always on This Week. And
Actually, I have it right here.
oh,
Darren
yup,
keeps
let's
it
see it.
next
I
to
want to
him.
see it. All right,
Oh wait,
that's
it's not
super cool.
focusing. Yeah, so there's that.
Okay,
It's
that's
cool.
awesome.
Um,
I
I'm
was gonna
not
say,
from
you're not
Hawaii,
in, yeah, you're not in real model from Hawaii if you're not on This Week.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know. I was on there. I've been in a few magazines. I don't know their names at all. It was more when I was younger that I did more like print magazines. I've done a lot of like banners and flyers. Like the very first one that I was on was, I think, High Flying Dress, which is like those big dresses that fly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that one, I was on one of their banners. I mentioned Maui Swan, like where they had my face. And then, like I've done a lot of banner things. Like for instance, a lot of my sponsors, I've been on their banners. Um, for magazines per se, I wouldn't say that there's many Hawaii ones I've done, but I've done This Week. And then like international ones. I have them all back at home, but the photographer for all of them was Kelsey and Brittany Baker. Kelsey Harold and Brittany Baker was my photographers for those, which was really cool because literally we did the shoot and then she said, "Oh, our photos are in a magazine now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So yeah.
You seem very down to earth. That I know a few models and then I know some that are like full of themselves. A lot of the ones that are my friends are not. So it's cool that you're not because like from your Instagram and your pictures you look super fierce. Like, oh, like she's a bad bitch. Don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
Like yeah. And then I talk to you and it's total opposite. So that's super cool.
That's why I
Um,
always tell people to like get to know me. Literally have a
yeah.
conversation with me for like 5 minutes. That's all you need. Like my Instagram is always fierce face because that's just like what I like more. Even though
Yeah.
everyone's like smile more, I'm like maybe not. But like that's why I always tell people I'm like have a conversation with me for 5 minutes, like in person, not over text, maybe even over phone, and like
Yeah.
you'll see like I really am nice.
Yo, I guarantee I can attest to that because when I called you yesterday, you had the sweetest voice, and I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, that's how you everyone should be with full of aloha.
Yeah.
Um, being that you've been modeling for so long and kind of know the ins and outs, you created an agency. What that to me, that's amazing because to start a business at your age is crazy, but to do it in that industry is I don't even know. But what made you start that and how did you even get it started?
Um, well, I was thinking about it for a really long time because I don't know if you got so far from what we've talked about that my modeling industry has been a little rocky. Like
Yeah.
there has been a lot of models that may have not liked me or brands or photographers or like not even just not have liked me, but kind of just per se like there's negativity like the modeling industry there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of comparison, and as a model myself I wanted to create something that I wish I had, and like not necessarily the agency aspect but like the community aspect. Like I felt really alone when I was doing modeling even though I was doing group shoots or flying to other islands for shoots, and I felt like I had no one to like text or to be like, hey, like I'm feeling this type of way. I'm feeling like a little bit insecure right now. Like, have you ever felt like that? Or, hey, like, or even not even just a negative part of like, hey, I just did this shoot. You should shoot with this person. Or like kind of just having the support system of another model or someone or like a mentor of like what to do because 10 years, 8 years, however long I've been doing modeling, I learned so much. Like what you should know about how photographers should act, what you should bring to a shoot, um, how you should be shooting as a model, what is consent and what isn't consent, what is or like that's pretty straightforward, but like not for everyone per se. And like there was a lot of things I had to learn by myself and some of the things I had to learn the hard way. And um pretty much I kind of wanted to create a space and a community where this agency isn't just an agency, it's also an academy and it's also a family. And I always tell my models that you're not just joining an agency, we're not just your representation. Like Darren and I, we're your mom and dad. And like a lot of them see us that way, even if they're older than us, because we're willing to pick them up. If they need to stay a place, we'll always offer. Whenever we have content days, we try and provide food and water and like making sure that it's an open aloha space. And pretty much the reason why that we named it Pakolea is because the meaning or translation is to grow and inspire in a desired growth. And so we meet with every single model or the models that have the time to meet. And we ask them, where do you want to take this? Do you want to be an influencer or do you want to be a model? Because they're two different completely complete things. We can help you with both, but you'll benefit more if you're trying to be a model because that's what I have experience in. And so when I met Darren, he told me that he does photography. And I was like, And then I started dating him. And kind of like cash track. Like I started dating him. I was like, so I have this idea. And then he's like, okay, let's do it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm a little scared. And then we kind of just jumped right into it. And we had our orientation. And then from there, we did a lot of content days and workshops and made sure that we had a little like digital workshop to create their com cards, like the basics of modeling. And then before we know it, we got invited to go to Miami Swim Week. And so, like, with all of that training, I really wanted to reiterate to them, like, yes, we are your agents, but we're also more than your agents. Like, per se, like our agency models, because we have two separate pieces of our business. We have our academy side and then we have our agency side. Academy is strictly learning, strictly like workshops, content days, how to walk, the ethics of modeling. We even have a makeup series. And
Wow.
then our agency, they get representation from us. They get booked by brands through us. And I told the agency model specifically, even though you're in the agency, I don't want you to stop growing because me, myself, I am still growing. And therefore, no one is perfect. No one knows everything. And so I always tell them take every opportunity that you have, but be careful in the opportunities that you're given because not every single opportunity is a good opportunity. And
Yeah.
so I always tell them, okay, like, yes, you're in this agency, but take every single job that you have, whether unpaid or paid, and take it because and take it seriously because it's an opportunity, whether you're going to get paid in financial or paid in experience or even networking.
Yeah.
And so, like, teaching all of that is kind of like what my main focus was of like, you need to know how to network. You need to know how, like, if you're an introvert, you're not going to be an introvert when you join this industry. I'm sorry. That's just not possible. Unless, like, you have both sides of yourself. But,
Yeah.
like, being able to give this resource or be a resource to these models was really huge for me because I never had that. I had to figure
Mm.
things all by myself. I was really alone. And there was a lot of negativity where I put on myself of like comparing myself. A lot of it was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't look this certain way. And that's why we always tell our models you don't need to look a certain way to be a part of us. You don't need to be a certain height to be a part of us. All you have to be is a good person. Internally is what truly matters. And that's what we'll always go with because we have an interview process. And I want us to have good people in our industry or in our business because we do a lot of group things. And we don't want any catty people. We don't want people that will be like, oh, well, you shot with him twice, so I should shoot with him 3 times so I get more photos. No, it should never be like that. Everyone should be treated fairly. You should be treating your next person that's right next to you fairly and nice and respect. Like, you don't need to like everyone, but you have to respect everyone. And that's something like those are basics of what every person should have, but not every person has it. And so
Yeah.
that's why it was really important to create this because it's more than just an agency.
That's insane. Like how you just described earlier, like you everything's happens for a reason. It could be the reason why you went through all those negative situations through your modeling career
Yeah.
is to make you strong enough to be able to share that with other women and
Mhm.
girls that are going through it. And now you have that, now you're the pillar. And now you know how to relate to them when they're going through stuff like that
Yeah.
because you never did. And maybe that's why God gave you that challenge and that struggle. So to make you the person you are now to do this. Because at 20, that's insane. Like 20, I don't even, I was trying to be world champion. I was a fighter and like, yeah, I had no goal, like no business goals or anything like that. But I think what you're doing is remarkable, and that's one of the reasons why I had asked you to come on my show is because I read like your mission statement on your website and I'm like, oh, she's different. This is something different. I need to talk to her. um Okay, I want to take this short moment to shout out our sponsor, Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii. They're a locally based medicinal mushroom company. And right now they have 5 tinctures of different extracted mushrooms. They have lion's mane, chaga, red reishi, turkey tail, and the newest one, the cordyceps. And if you go on their website at medmushroomhigh.com, it'll explain to you the benefits of each one of these mushrooms. I take all five religiously every single day. I'll take all of them in the morning except the red reishi. I'll take that one at night to sleep good. And the cordyceps, I'll take another dose to use as a pre-workout right before I go to the gym. But give them a look. Medmushroomhigh.com. Use promo code ATBpod upon checkout. All capital letters. You will get 45% off your first tincture of extracted mushrooms. Medmushroomhigh.com. Aloha. To start an agency, like how does one do that? Like all of a sudden you say, "Okay, I'm an agent." Do you need like certification or like some kind of paperwork?
Yeah, so we did need to register our business as an
Okay.
LLC and everything, and we needed to go through the state. We had to do all of our tax papers, and also I needed to get certification as an agent and everything like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So a lot went through like the legal processes of it, but then once like we got all of that figured out, we were like, okay, let's do this thing. And so for a good month, like no one wanted to sign up, and I'm like, ooh, maybe we should have done this. But then eventually, like a lot of the models, because before I opened the agency, I was already training models. I was training models um back in Maui. I was training models for pageantry and also modeling. We had a lot of content days, style shoots, workshops, and then I came up here and did a few workshops up here. And so I reached out to those models specifically. I was like, hey, do you want to join this agency and academy? I'm going to be the one running it with my other half. And like, it might be a fun, cool opportunity. And so then one of our I think of her as like my little baby. Her name is Graceland. I don't know if I'm allowed to share names, but I love her, and she was the very first one to join, and I'm so grateful for her because I did a shoot with her, or I was training a shoot with her, and that's how I met her, and I just knew. I came back from the shoot, told Darren, and he asked, "So do you think any of them like has it in them to go far?" And I named Graceland, and then just seeing how far she's grown now, it's like a mommy moment, like a proud mommy moment. Like, oh, you're popping off. And like that's what I love because like I would never claim someone's success. I will always say, yes, I helped them, but they did that all by themselves. Like I can teach. I can literally be with you for hours, but for you to be successful, you had to take what is taught from you, all the experiences that you've done, and apply it to whatever you have to do. And she's done just that, and she's literally flourishing. She has shoots all the time. Now she's a freshman in college, and I'm just like, oh, she's growing up, even though she's 2 years younger than me. But like, I love it. But she joined, and then like a lot of people joined. I was like, oh, okay, text. Oh, my fingers are sore.
How do you
Yeah.
get people to sign up? Like just you go and ask them like, "Oh, do you need representation?" Or like they come
Um,
just through social media, you're advertising your agency or
it was more of just like kind of how I booked my brands and my photographers. I always was like, hey, like, I love your content. Here's an
oh
opportunity for you. If you would like to take it or you would like more information from it, like, let me know. And I would love to give you more information. We can hop on a call. We can hop on a Zoom call just so they know I'm a real person, not a scam.
yeah.
Um, and also not like a robot. So
Yeah.
that was kind of like the process. So throughout the day when we are opening and launching it, because we've only been open in March, like that was so it hasn't even
Oh,
been a full year.
recent. Okay.
Yeah, very recent. And so I remember texting all day to all of these models, and I said, "Hey!" And once Graceland kind of reached out or kind of signed with us, or became the first person, then pretty much the models were coming to us after her. But I did reach out to her because I did work with her before, and I was like, hey, like, if you want to join this, you can. And she immediately said yes. So
That's
we're really
awesome.
thankful for her.
And you have them sign contracts, so like you're an exclusive agent to this certain model.
Pers kind of. So we do have a contract, yes, but we always want to, like how I said before, we want them to have every single opportunity out there. So, like, for instance, we want to be the only modeling agency that they are a part of in Hawaii. But they can have, like, if they're acting as well or like other talent and they want to be a part of like another agency for acting in Hawaii, that's always welcome. Or like, let's say, like for instance, our Miami models, I told them, hey, you're in Miami right now. I'm not. We're based out in Hawaii. So if you guys have an opportunity and an agency, because agencies and photographers opportunities are always in the audience. And so I was telling them, if an agency reaches out to you and they're legit, like if you want us to read over the contract or anything, join them. I don't see why not. Because the thing is that they can get you opportunities that we can't. Like,
Yeah.
and like I never want to stop them from or stunting their growth because that's not what this is about. It's more of like we want to help you grow, but we also want to represent you because we believe
Okay.
in you. So yeah.
That's super awesome. That's a different concept. And do you make money off of their bookings? Like, say you book them for this, or a brand comes to your agency and say, "Oh, I want two models." Do you make percentage of their like whatever they get?
There is a certain percentage that the agency specifically takes out, but it's not a lot. We like kind of did the math a little bit differently than most agencies because as a model myself, I was like, me personally, I want to get paid more than that. So
Yeah.
so Darren was like, right, but the numbers, I'm like, okay, and like I'm a model myself. Like if I get booked through Pakolea or whatever, like I want to get more money than the agency. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, for
pretty much
sure.
we kind of like, yes, we take a commission out of it, but
Great.
it's not as much as other agencies because that's something that I personally don't believe in. Because like I said, I'm a model myself. I want to get paid fairly. And so pretty much that's why we separated our agency and academy because our agency models are the ones that we feel like are ready, that have been getting booked and have been getting those opportunities, and that's their time. Like
Yeah.
modeling, it's time, it's money. Like the distance of traveling as well or driving to the shoot, especially in Oahu. Yeah, they're definitely getting paid for their time because time is money. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of like where our contract is like we it's not as much as other agencies. So it's not really that big. Honestly, us personally as a business, we're not making, but that's okay.
Well, you're starting off. You just not
Yeah.
even like you said, a year old, and you're doing it with aloha and with a mindset of furthering your model's career. So
Yeah.
I always said, say, for me and my business and stuff I've done, I, for one, always said if people I work with get the shine, it'll never tarnish my shine.
Yeah.
So I always am about that mindset, and a floating was a rising tide floats all boats. So
Mhm.
if someone I work with is doing super good, it'll float everybody else around
Yeah.
them. And I feel like that's the mindset you guys have. I think if you keep that mindset up, money will come and
Yeah.
business will thrive. If
And
you're
also,
money driven, then that's the only thing that's going to drive you.
yeah.
What it seems like is the culture and the family atmosphere that you're building is what's driving you. So I think if you stick with that, that's going to prove successful as years go by.
Yeah, exactly. And also like we've never been really more about necessarily the financial part of money. It's always been like we're doing this for a bigger purpose. And like the whole purpose and mission of this is never about money. It's really to create a good group, a good solid family support system, somewhere where models can come and feel safe. Like that's my biggest thing. It's like their safety, not just like physically, but also mentally. And so, like, that's why me personally, the money has never been like the full, like the pedal that I step on. It's always like, okay, yeah, I'll do it for free. You want to do a workshop? You want to do a walking practice tonight? I actually, we have a walking practice tonight at 9 o'clock. And I said,
Oh,
yeah, come on, guys, let's go. Let's go walk. And free of charge, because the thing is that their success, perfect. You know, that's
yeah.
what makes me happy. Like Graceland doing amazing. Oh, mommy moment. Like that's enough for me.
That's awesome. Where do you
Yeah.
do your workshops at?
Pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
We've done a lot of workshops like for our photo shoots. We've done literally all around the area. We've done a lot of our walking practices, like wherever, whichever apartment that we're living in. That's why we
Okay.
always try to make sure that we have a gym and like a good
Oh,
walking space because studios are really expensive. And like if we book a studio, then that means we need to charge the model because
yeah.
then like it's going to be coming out of like personal pocket. And
Yeah.
so like we don't really want to do that to our models. And so that's why in our new space that we're living, we're like, oh, we have a great walking space, like literally like a whole runway. And so
Yeah.
with a huge mirror as well. I'm like, okay, guys, let's go, let's do this thing. And like our neighbors are the people that live like in our complex, like I think they kind of got used to seeing us doing walking because they're like, "Pop off, queen! Oh, she looks so good." I'm like, "See, there we go."
That's super awesome. How is
Yeah.
it working with your boyfriend?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like a lot of people were like, be careful with that. Like, don't always start a business with your other half." And I'm like, we're different. And so like it's was challenging, like everything in life, there's always its pros and cons or like the bumpy roads, but we've definitely adapted to like working together. I'm a control freak, I'll admit it. I really am. And I like things done like when I want it done. And if it's not, then it's an issue. And but I'm working on it. And he knows that. And like the biggest thing with working with a partner, whether it's your other half or just anyone per se, like even in the work field, it's very important that like communication is key. Like if we're not communicating properly, nothing's ever going to get done. And I feel like that's something that we both grew on. But I love seeing him do his thing and like taking his photos. And then we go from the shoot to here, and he's like, okay, let's pick out the photos together. And then he always asks, okay, do we like this edit? I'm like, yeah, I do. Great job. Or like, hey, like that doesn't really flatter that model. And usually that model is me. And I'm like, and he's like, I think you look great, honey. I'm like, let's change this. But like he has grown so much because he used to do sports photography and nature photography, but then he started dating me and I said, you need to do portrait photography. And so then like it was like a trial and error process for a little while. But then he learned like the right angles and like how to also pose models, which is
Mm.
amazing. Like sometimes when we're at workshops, I would be like, okay, so we're gonna do a T stance, and then he goes straight into his T stance. He's like this, and I'm like, yes.
Got it.
So I love working with him. He's the best partner. He helps me with literally everything. So yeah, and also vice versa.
That's super cool. And I think you gotta be very secure in who you are as individuals to be in a industry like that. He's taking pictures of other girls and you know what I mean? It can be trying and that takes a lot of self-control and trust. And I think that
Yeah.
at your guys' early age, that's pretty remarkable that you guys have that. I do think what your Instagram, I know a bunch of models and they will never post their boyfriend with them on
Oh,
their
I love
page.
posting my boyfriend. He's so handsome.
I see that is the difference. And it's they're they don't want to show like, oh, that they're
With someone.
unavailable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you celebrate that. And for me, I would think that's pretty cool because like as your boyfriend, like for one, I would assume he would be happy with that. But just the fact that I'm a model or whatever, but that's what I do. That's not who I am. I can show people that I love somebody or I'm celebrating this person. And for me, I thought that was cool because like, I know a lot of models that like I have friends who have girls that aren't even models. They're influencers and they won't
Mhm.
even post them. I'm like, well, get rid of them then. Like if it bothers
No.
you that much.
I mean, the thing is that he makes it really easy. Like he he's so supportive. Like he's the one that because before dating him, wasn't doing any modeling. I took a long break because of personal reasons, and pretty much he's like, I think you should do it. And so like we would be at the beach one day and like he would just take photos of me randomly. He's like, you glow differently. And like he's the one that really motivated me and like he brings out the best in me and like why wouldn't I wanna like showcase him and like say that I'm
Yeah.
with him because he's literally like I tell this to everyone I talk about like oh I could talk about him all day like he's absolutely perfect and I don't have a bad thing to say about him and like me personally I want to showcase him because I want to show yeah don't talk to me please because I got him. Like he's in
Yeah,
bed right now, but like
that's
I
super
got him. So
cool.
please don't talk to me.
That's super cool. Respect to him, and he's probably your biggest fan.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Future wise, where do you see you taking your modeling career as well as your agency?
Um, I would say personally, I want to take my modeling career to the point where like right now I'm getting invited. Like I don't even cast to like runway shows anymore. Like and the ones that I do, or like I just send a message on Instagram like, "Hey, can I walk for you?" And then they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." And like that's what I did for the Australian for Gold Coast Swim Week, which was in Australia. I literally just reached out. I was like, "Hey, can I walk for you?" Like a simple text like that. They're like, "Yeah, here's all of the information. Oh, by the way, you're opening for 6 designers." I'm like, okay like since like that's kind of like where I'm at in the fact like okay I'm able to get these opportunities and I got invited to not just fashion shows but also like photo shoots like I want to actually put it in place like not just get invited I want to be able to be financially stable that's why I work so hard I've been teaching I teach kids all day and so I'm like okay we're gonna save up so we can actually put this in place. And once we're there and actually attending all of these things, attending Puerto Rico, attending Paris, attending all over the world, hopefully, like eventually, my ultimate goal is to be a Victoria's Secret model. And like, I know that a lot of models say that, but like, I literally like, that's my dream. That's my goal. If I made it there, then I'm gonna be good. Then I can literally quit modeling. Um, so like that's my ultimate goal. Will it happen? Who knows? And even if it
Why
doesn't, at
not?
least
Yeah.
right, like that's kind of like if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I gotten all of these other opportunities and I'm grateful for them. But that's something I'm always going to strive for. But for our business wise specifically, I want us to just be at the fact of, getting our models booked more and getting our models like more opportunities, not just in paid shoots, but also being able to give them more of my time specifically for teaching them. Um, we've always said that we wanted to expand like across like the continental states where we have someone run like a specific part where me and Darren can travel and say, hey, we're going to be in LA. We're going to be doing a mass workshop for this whole entire weekend. Sign up, and kind of creating that environment all across because kind of our ultimate goal is to make the modeling industry not necessarily what it is now of the
Hmm.
comparing the competition because there shouldn't be competition. Like I've always said, there are so many modeling opportunities for every single model. There is no reason to compete like at all. And
Yeah.
so like that's the reason why like our ultimate goal is to expand. But right now we have to start here in Hawaii, our home or my home. He's from Massachusetts, but
Oh, really?
yeah. And so, like, kind of just starting here, seeing how this goes, and eventually being able to take whatever we're creating here and bringing it everywhere else. Because we don't want to take this small. We don't want like this to be a small thing. It's supposed to be a big thing. And at least in my eyes, it's supposed to be a big thing. And so we'll always be working towards that goal.
That's super cool. I think that's you have no cap. Sky's the limit, and just keep doing your thing. I'm super impressed. Like
Thank you.
I hope my daughter has your mindset at your age, because like then I know I'm doing my job correctly. It's very for me in the industry I'm in with the nightlife business that it's rare to see girls that driven or not entitled and down to put their feet in the mud and work towards their
Mhm.
goals and actually know what their goals are. That's super cool. And I think whatever you do, I feel like you'll be successful because you
Thank
have
you.
that mindset. Um, which is trippy because I know a bunch of Maui girls and they're all nuts. They're
Hey,
I was
just
that was
kidding.
my thing. I was always tell my friends like, "Kid, don't go out with Kaneohe girls because I'm from Kaneohe and they're nuts. Maui girls and Milani, like just stay away from those ones. They're all crazy." But now you're
Crazy. Maybe that's
not,
why Oahu
yeah,
models don't like Maui models.
and but I'm definitely impressed and I'm definitely want to see how you and your boyfriend take this agency in the future. I definitely want to have you guys back on. Oh, you have a cat. Mine was, I don't
Two.
know if you see me looking around, but mine's running around this whole time. And it's only because my wife is out of town that he's in the room. And this is the first time I have my equipment up with him in here. And yeah, he's eyeing me
Yeah,
down right
sorry. She
now.
just jumped up on me. Hey,
That's
Lila, you gotta
super
go
cool.
down, please.
Yeah, I'm definitely a cat person now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was never one, and then my wife brought one home as a rescue, and yeah, I just fell in love with him, and now I mean, she's mad because he loves me more than her. Like he'll cuddle
Always,
me
that's
and not
always what
her. Yeah,
happens.
either that or my cat's gay, but I don't know. Or she's the one who got him neutered or whatever it is, so maybe
Yeah,
he doesn't like her because of that.
maybe. But
Anyway,
also, my cat's like Darren more than me. So I'm like,
okay.
whatever.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Social media wise, where can people find you and your agency as well as your website?
My
Yeah.
personal Instagram is at Kyani Bateman. And then for our agency, it's at Pakolea.agency. And then for our academy, it's Pakolea.academy. So it's literally just the name and whatever it is. And then our
Okay.
website is Pakolea-agency.
And as always, you can find us on Above the Bridge Podcast on our Instagram. Our website is atbpod.com. Our YouTube channel, Above the Bridge Podcast, and my personal Instagram is Thaddy Daddy High. Right on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking time out to come on my show. We've been going for over an hour. I would definitely love to have you back on, and I would love to see you on that Victoria's Secrets. Just so I can tell everybody I had a Victoria's Secrets model on my show.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah. Hey, and never say never, because like you seem to have the hustle. So sky's limit. Anything can happen. Just create your own opportunities.
Right,
Right
exactly.
on. Let's see. Shout out to your boyfriend, and I wish him the best and watching you guys build this business is gonna be fun. I think
Thank
if you,
you.
I think people can learn from your guys' example.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Also, his at, if I can put it in, it's
for
at
sure.
Derek Photography. So go follow him.
Yeah, book your
Go book him.
photography through him. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
My daughter modeled when she was a little kid.
Really?
Yeah, she was on Sears ads and we did a bunch of shoots for
Oh,
that. She was
hey,
signed
she should
to
join. Oh,
maybe.
who
Well,
she join
she
to?
was that?
Who she join to?
Yeah, I don't know. She's a little volleyball player now. I don't know if she'd be into
Oh,
modeling, but yeah, she was signed to Wilhelmina or something
oh,
like that.
say, is she still?
Yeah.
That's
I don't
great.
know. We signed something. That was when she was like 3. She's 15
Oh,
now.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, if she ever wants to join for a
Oh,
workshop, let me know.
trust yours would be the one I'd put her in for everything you described. Like, yeah, I would want her to be around that kind of environment for sure.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, shakas for the cameras. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.